Good morning, students. Hope all of you are keeping fine and you are doing your studies regularly and completing your homeworks. Today we will continue with your supplementary readings from Moments, Chapter 2, The Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born on 19th May 1934 in Punjab. He spent his childhood in Gujarat and Shimla. He did his schooling from Bishop Cotton School, Shimla, from where he graduated in 1950. He won several writing competitions in the school. Most of Ruskin's works are influenced by life in the hill stations where he spent his childhood, that is in Shimla. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, was written when he was 17, imagine so early age, and published when he was 21. He got the Sahitya Academic Award in 1992 for writing Our Trees Still Grow in Dera. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. The theme of this story, The Adventures of Toto, is that we must love animals. It is better for us if we can keep them as pet animals in our homes. In fact, there are some animals, like monkeys, whose story we are going to learn, cannot be kept in our homes as pet animals because of their particular traits or particular behavior. But we must give them a chance to live with us because they need our love and compassion. In this story, it describes how a grandfather was fond of animals. He bought a monkey, namely Toto, from a Tonga driver for 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the monkey tied to a feeding trough. As the grandfather had his own private zoo, so he decided he would add to his zoo. And after that, what happened? Have you follow the book page number 7, The Adventures of Toto. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet, or at least you have heard it? Yes, of course, because those who are in the villages going for begging by showing this monkey show, even in the cities, there are some people, they are taking the monkeys, making some stunt, some dancing, some show they'll do and ask money. Okay, Toto is a baby monkey. The name of this monkey is Toto. Let's find out whether he is mischievous or docile. Mischievous means naughty. Docile means just the opposite, submissive or obedient. We call docile. Okay? Follow the book. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough. And the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. From whom did grandfather buy this Toto? From a Tonga driver. Tonga driver means the Tonga driver is the cart drawn by the horse. And this driver, the person who is driving this Tonga horse cart, for how much rupees? For 5 rupees. Those days. Okay, remember 5 rupees monkey. Today you will not get even, maybe you have to give 5,000. And where did a Tonga driver used to keep this little monkey? He was tying in the feeding trough. Feeding trough means feeding place of this horse. Okay, horses where they have the special place for feeding. Okay, there he used to keep. What color monkey it was? You see there, it was a little red monkey. And monkey looked very much out of place there. And so the grandfather decided that he would add this little fellow, this monkey, to his private zoo. I told you in the introduction, this grandfather had a private zoo with different types of animals. And so for him it is nothing, one more animals to add to the zoo because he loved animals. Second paragraph. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo Indian ladies. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks, grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks, also served as a third hand. He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. I hope you followed it. It was a pretty monkey, beautiful monkey, good looking monkey. Why it is good looking? Because his eyes were very bright, sparkled, shining. Though it was very mischief, very naughty, eyes itself was very notorious. Okay, and deep set eyebrows, very dark eyebrows, and teeth were like what? Very white, like a pearl, pearly white, adjective of pearl, white, there's a pearly, like a pearl, pure white. And what very often it was displayed, he would show, usually, monkey, what they do when if they are angry or they are happy, they will show their teeth. Same thing he was doing, very often it was displaying, showing, and smiling and frightening anybody. He has given here the example out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. That means the ladies he would make frightened. He would just grin at them. He would just show his white teeth at them. But his hands looked dried up. Hands usually, in the monkey's hands and legs are very thin. That is what he is comparing. Like how it, like as if it was pickled in the sun for many years. The pickle. When it is dried up, what happened? It's completely wrinkled. So it was very thin, he meant to say. The hands were very thin. Yet his fingers were very sharp and wicked, very quick and wicked, very naughty. Okay, and the tail, grandfather is telling that it was adding to his good looks, and grandfather believed tail would add to anyone's good look, and this tail he used it as a third hand. Okay, he had front two hands, and then he would add tail as a third hand. Why third hand? Because he would use the tail to hang from branch. Okay, he was tying, the tail was as if hanging on the branch with the use of his tail. Also, it was capable of scooping up any delicacy, scooping up, just taking out any delicacy, any good food, anything that might be out of reach of his hands. If he cannot reach with his hands, then he would reach it with his tails. Have you followed? Let's continue. Grandmother always first when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. So it was decided that Toto's present should be kept a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened into the wall. What happened here? Grandmother, see, in the family, if all are not happy with the pet, it's a mess. It's a lot of misunderstanding, lot of fighting also it will create, fight also it will create. Same thing happened in this particular family. You see, grandfather and me, he is telling, the author, that is Ruskin Bond. You see, they wanted to keep secret from his grandmother, because he always first means always he would make, she was angry. She was angry whenever grandfather brought some new bird or animal, and all the same, if it is monkey, surely grandmother would be angry with him, and therefore they decided that they would not tell her. They will keep it secret till when? Till she will be in good mood. When she is good mood, they can tell her. This is what they thought, and so what they did, both grandfather and grandson, they put him in a little closet in the wall cupboard. This closet is nothing but your cupboard, okay, on the wall cupboard in his room, in his bedroom, the boy's bedroom, where he was tied securely, tightly. He was tied very safely, or at least they thought so, in the peg, fastened into the wall. Peg is a bolt, bolt or the pin. It was tightened into the, it was fixed in the wall. They thought it is very tight, it is not able to come out. At least they thought so. Then what happened, you see? A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. You see what happened? Just few hours later, they went to see what Toto was doing, or I came back. His grandfather and I came back to release Toto, to remove him from the closet. You see, and there they found that the walls, which were covered with some ornamental paper, some colorful, some decorative papers, were stuck on the wall. Now he stood out naked brick. That means he has removed the plaster. Understood? The plaster and the paper, which was the wallpaper, was there. He has removed. Even the peg is wrenched, removed from his socket. And the school blazer, the school blazer, some schools are having blazer, the students, the overcoat, which had been hanging there, was in shreds, means scrap. Already threads are coming out. Already he has pulled it, destroyed it in a shot. Open your new page, next page. I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. You see, he was frightened. Now, what grandmother is going to tell about it when she comes to know? But then grandfather did not worry, because he was very happy to see Toto's performance. What a performance! Are you understanding? Different ways of looking the same action. One is angry and one is happy. Grandmother is so angry, she would be very angry if he sees naturally the wallpaper is removed, plaster is removed, the overcoat, the blazer is being destroyed. Naturally, grandmother will be angry, but grandfather was very happy, he was pleased at Toto's performance, his activity. He is clever, said grandfather. Given time, I am sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. This is what grandfather making a little joke of it, what he has done. He's very clever. He's admiring this Toto. And if there was time, if given time, if there was much more time, he would have tied to torn pieces of your blazer. The thread he has pulled out, he would have make it into a rope and made his escape from the window, like as if human being. Some movies you might have seen that how the actors will heroes will escape from the window. So like he would make this blazer, the thread, into rope, and he would escape from the window. This is what little joke he makes with his grandson. His presence in the house still a secret, Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together: a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. See, his presence still a secret, not telling to grandmother. Now Toto was transferred from his room to a big cage near in the servants' quarters. The servants' rooms were there. There was a number of grandfather's pet lived sociably together very happily. There was no quarrel, no fighting. Okay, all the animals lived together. You see what are the collection of grandfather. You have question there. Okay, what animals or what were his collections? A tortoise was there. You see, pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel. Will not go out. Okay, and for some time pet goat also. Can you imagine? And but the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. They kept in together with his zoo, grandfather's zoo, but then monkey would not allow. So far without monkey they were living peacefully, sociably. But now monkey came there, he wouldn't allow these animals to sleep at night. And so grandfather, who had to go to Dehradun next day, for what purpose? To collect his pension. He is a retirement. So he thought that he will take this Toto along. Okay, because if he lives here, he would do all mess, and therefore he decided that he would take this monkey also with him, this Toto also with him. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air, an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. You see what has happened. He could not accompany his grandfather on that trip to Dehradun, but then what this Toto had done, grandfather told him afterwards, and this is what he did. The he kept this Toto in a big black canvas kit bag, and that became a new abode, the new residence, the new place of staying for him in the big bag. And at the bottom of this bag there was some straw, and when the bag was closed, there was no way to escape. It was closed properly, and neither could he get his hands out through this opening because canvas was too strong and can't even bite. So neither hand can go out, neither he can bite and can escape, but then he cannot bite this canvas bag because it was too strong for him. And what he would do, his efforts to get out only had an effect of making the bag roll about on the floor. You know what he was doing? Now he cannot do anything, neither through hand nor through teeth, and therefore what he did, he started rolling and occasionally jumping into the air. And so it was like an exhibition, and people they thought, what is he carrying? Can you imagine? Anybody can be curious to see. Imagine the closed bag, closed canvas bag. The bag is sometimes rolling, sometimes jumping. Naturally, it was a curious crowd. Attracted a curious crowd means all the people started gathering at this old man, the grandfather, to see what was inside. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Wide grin means he opened his mouth. Grin actually is to show the teeth. Okay, so Toto remained in the bag till Saharanpur, but when he went to get the ticket at the railway turnstile, there what happened? Turnstile is what? Turnstile is a small gate turning. The gates are like turning, and you have to enter. Usually near the railway stations, bus stand also, you can't enter straight. You have to turn the gate. Okay, turnstile that is. Okay, what he did? He poked his out, and he saw there the ticket collector was there, and so he simply gave a wide grin. Just he showed his teeth, which was pearly white. You remember that? The poor man was taken aback. Who was this poor man? The ticket collector. Okay, he was taken aback. Taken aback means he was taken into shock. He got shocked. But with great presence of mind and much to grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." This man, poor man, the writer is telling the ticket collector, he was taken aback, he was surprised, but he had a presence of mind, peaceful mind. He told to grandfather's annoyance. Annoyance means angrily. He said, "Sir, you have a dog with you." Because he could see only the teeth, remember that. And he's telling, you will have to pay it accordingly. The animals, when you have to take, you will have to pay. Sometimes, some animals equal fare you have to pay, or sometimes 50% you have to pay. In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain he tried to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. You see, in vain, useless it was that grandfather took out Toto out of the bag to show that it is not a dog, neither it is qualified as a dog. Okay, he tried to prove, but it was vain. Vain means useless. The ticket collector could not be convinced because he was very much angry because this monkey had shown a teeth at him. He's telling it is not even a quadruped. Quadruped means four-legged animals, because according to grandfather, the front two legs of monkey are hands, and therefore telling it not even the quadruped. And Toto was classified as a dog by ticket collector. Can you imagine? And how much ticket he had to pay? 3 rupees. Then grandfather, just to get his own back, took from his pocket our pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animals?" Now you see, grandfather was having with him also the tortoise. And tell him, now how much you will take for tortoise? The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise, prodded it with his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look, and said, "No charge. It is not a dog." Are you understanding? He prodded means just he started to pet, move his finger on the tortoise, and he was so pleased, so happy with grandfather, and triumphant look, victorious look, and telling no charge because it is not a dog. That means only dog can be charged. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you, students. Read it up to this much. Okay, 2 pages I have done, 7 and 8 pages. Read it and try to understand.